Now, from Wish TV, this is The Zone Extra, presented by Franciscan Health Sports Medicine.
Coming up on The Zone Extra, the high school fall season is full steam ahead. Tonight, in our Coach's Corner, I sit down with the man looking to lead Carmel boys tennis to a 5th consecutive state title. Plus, a former Colts assistant is looking to groom the next generation of coaches.
It's really for any coach, just trying to learn and get better and grow within the profession.
Find out how you can be a part of the show with our top plays. The Zone Extra starts now.
Hey, good evening to you, and welcome to The Zone Extra, everybody. I'm Anthony Calhoun. We are in, the middle of the fall season and even entering the postseason in girls golf. How about that? In our Coach's Corner tonight, I get a chance to sit down with the man who has coached the Carmel boys tennis team to consecutive state titles, BRYAN HANAN. Plus, Charlie Clifford introduced us to a former Colts assistant who is helping train a new generation of coaches. And you won't want to miss our top play of the week from a matchup featuring 2 of the top teams in the state. Also, we want to see and hear from you, so stick around and find out how you can be a part of the show coming up next week. That's all coming up here on the show. Now, let's take a look at all that's going on in high school sports this week. It was another great night of football action Friday across central Indiana. Mount Vernon defeated New Palestine 35-22 to end the Dragons' 65-game regular season win streak that spanned 8 years. How about that? The Marauders are now the top-ranked team in 4A. The annual Mudsock game saw Hamilton Southeastern a 12-point win over rival Fishers in a top 5 matchup of unbeatens. David Smith's fourth quarter touchdown broke a tie game and gave North Central a victory over Lawrence North. Up next for the Panthers is number 1 Center Grove. And speaking of the Trojans, their coach Eric Moore picking up his 200th win at Center Grove as his team raced to a 35-point lead and had no problem with Ben Davis. After being shut out in the first 2 games of the season, Warren Central got things going with a 40-point win over Lawrence Central. And in a matchup of top-ranked teams, 5A number 1 Cathedral moved to 4-0 the season with a 19-point win over 3A number 1 Bishop Tard. While the Irish were happy with the win, they know there are areas that need improvement as they prepare for 3 straight games against Ohio powerhouse programs.
Oh, I'm feeling great. They're a really special team over there. They're probably going to go on and win state. So as a team, getting a big team win, I'm just really excited.
We had a big win versus the top-ranked team in 3A. I think they're top 5 in the state in max preps. So you get a win like that, you're happy. But we left a lot of points on the field, had some blown coverages, and I think we can play better than we played tonight.
Tell you what, Cathedral playing some good football of late. Okay, it was rivalry night in Hendricks County as Avon and Brownsburg squared off for the Rotary Bell. Avon held tough all night, but the second-ranked Bulldogs were too much in this one. Caleb Marcus rushed for 230 yards and 3 touchdowns and a 47-29 victory. After the game, head coach John Hart joined us on The Zone for FaceTime Friday and said despite the challenges of even having a season, he can't help but be impressed with the support his team has received.
I've never been around a student body who so much gets into their sports, and that's not supposed to be the vogue thing. You know what I mean? But Brownsburg has that throwback to them where there's no track, so their kids are right next to our kids, and it is a very personal relationship between the football team and the student body.
Yeah, he is right about that. By the way, of course, Brownsburg, they've won the Best Student Section, part of our Zone Banner competition. I know they're a contender again this year as well. Okay, moving to the links now, and it's hard to believe, but we are already gearing up for the first postseason action on the fall calendar as girls golf opens sectional play actually coming up tomorrow. Sectional play continues through Monday at 30 courses throughout the state with the regionals next weekend and the state final set for the first weekend in October at Prairie View Golf Club. Homestead is the defending team state champion. And on the pitch, soccer season rolls on as teams are fast approaching the end of the regular season. The Marion County tournament kicks off a week and a half from now, and we are less than 2 weeks away from the sectional draw, with the boys and girls postseason play slated to begin on October the 5th. And it was a top 10 matchup Tuesday night at CARMEL as the 6th-ranked Hounds hosted number 5 North Central in one of the great state rivalries. Midard there. McCoby scored late in the first half to give CARMEL the lead, and the Hounds withstood a furious Panther rally late to win 1-0 the final. And we are less than 2 weeks away from the start of postseason competition in boys tennis. The sectional draw will take place September the 28th. And on-court action begins 2 days later on September the 30th. The top-ranked CARMEL Greyhounds have won each of the past 4 team state titles. All right, let's take a quick look at this week's boys tennis rankings. And here we go. Number 1, the Greyhounds of CARMEL. Number 1, the Dogs of Brownsburg. Number 2, Zionsville. Number 3, Jasper, they're out of Southern Indiana. 4, and North Central, the Panthers, rounding out the top 5 in boys tennis rankings right here in the state of Indiana. All right, time for a break, but we have much more ahead here tonight on the Zone Extra. Glad you're with us, folks. Up next, it is, yes, the Coach's Corner. He's the man in charge of the top-ranked Hounds. CARMEL tennis coach BRYAN HANAN is in studio tonight. Can't wait to connect with him. And still ahead, how is a former Colts assistant helping current coaches from the pros down to the high school level? Our Charlie Clifford has the answer. More. Stick and stay. The Zone Extra continues after this. All right, we're back here on the Zone Extra. Anthony Calhoun here with you tonight. As I mentioned before, so glad to have you here with us tonight. And, you know, this now, it's time for our Coach's Corner. He's 3rd year as a head coach and 5th year overall at CARMEL. In the past 2 weeks, his top-ranked Hounds have knocked off 5 top 10 teams and are gearing up for what they hope will be a 5th consecutive team title. I want to welcome to the show here tonight CARMEL tennis coach BRYAN HANAN, who joins us here tonight. Thank you so much for joining us. I was so happy when our producer Brian Eckstein told me that we're bringing on a tennis coach, because I played back in high school and I know the job that yourself and the folks at CARMEL have done over the years, title after title it seems like. But thank you for joining us as part of the show tonight. And you got to feel pretty good where your team's looking right now, right?
Yeah, absolutely. We've got some good senior leadership. Obviously, we've won the last 4 in a row. Our confidence is sky high, and you know, we're ready for the tournament. We're ready to get going and see what happens.
Yeah, what is it though about CARMEL tennis? Because you know, you think about the football programs over the years, but you think about the tennis program as well. It seems like when you're looking for success, these kids, they step up every year when it comes to the tennis.
Well, I think a lot of it has to do with off-season training. The kids, I mean, this is turning an all year-round sport. They just don't take a day off, and it's a lot of hard work. You know, for example, tonight, I left, we had a match and I left, and I believe, and our 2 seniors are still on the court hitting after I left. That's just sort of the mentality, is we just always want to try to get better.
I love it. So what do you like about your team this year, and what makes you feel like you guys can go all the way with what you got?
I think this year, we're really balanced. I think on some past years we've been really strong maybe at certain positions. This year I believe we're balanced from top to bottom, and you know, we've got a shot at all 5 positions, and we're just a balanced team this year.
Yeah, and when you think about, as we mentioned, I mean, these kids know when they get on your team, they know if you don't make it to state, it's not a great year. You know what I'm saying? Which we know it is a good year, depending, you know, just how far you go, obviously. But do they feel that when they're out there, they realize the responsibility of, like, you know, hey, we got to make sure we get it done because everyone's coming at them?
Well, absolutely. You know, we talked beginning of the year about 5. It would be a state record. It's never been, or I'm sorry, it would tie a state record. It's never been done at CARMEL. But I think what we think about, our alumni is very involved that originally started this. We have guys calling in, reminding our guys. I had a guy the other night talking about one of our matches. So they don't want to be the guys that the streak ended. So it adds a little bit of pressure, but our guys, I feel like, thrive on the pressure, and they just go after it.
All right, so I know he's going to stay humble here, but what is it about you, man? Ever since you've been a part of this program, they've won state championships. How cool is that?
It's been pretty cool. We just have good kids.
Yeah.
I'd like to say I bring a little bit of intensity. I feel like it rubs off a little bit on the kids, but we've got just good kids that are coachable.
Yeah.
They listen, and I mean, they want to be coached up. They want you to coach them up.
Yeah, and you got to respect that out of what you're doing with these kids, though. I mean, because you got to have the talent, but you also got to make sure you utilize that talent the right way as well, right?
Absolutely. You know, we don't really have any egos on the team. The guys go out and compete. When it's all said and done, they may have gotten beat in a challenge match in a previous practice, but that guy that got beat's there cheering him on. So that's just sort of the team atmosphere that we have over at Carmel.
I love it. You see some video of you working with your players right here as well. And that leads me to my next question, because I mean, we know obviously the elephant in the room, and we're dealing with obviously this pandemic right now, COVID-19. What kind of challenges has that brought yourself and your team as you continue to practice to try to be the best?
Well, we obviously have made changes. We've got hand sanitizer outside of the court. We've spaced out. Typically the kids are all bunched together. We've got freshmen and sophomores on certain courts when they put their bags down, juniors and seniors somewhere else. We've been smart about transportation. We haven't had the numbers being able to take them because other teams are smaller as well. It's affected. Luckily the guys are close, but we haven't had the sort of the team dinners we're typically used to, and we don't have locker room access. But you know what? We are just happy to be out there. I mean, and I tell the guys every day, this could be shut down. Let's just shut down in a second. We're happy to be out there.
So you feel like, we've had coaches like yourself on here where a lot of these coaches, they've really put a lot of responsibilities on these players too. It's like, hey, look, if you don't be smart and safety first, you're not gonna have a season. So you guys gotta be careful when you're not practicing, be around each other, be really smart, wash your hands, and just do the wise thing.
Well, and I think we sort of talked about a little bit like the NBA bubble. We said, hey, we need to have a little Carmel bubble. Guys, you need to stay within this little pod, or the guys you go to school with, and not go spend the night at a buddy's house that goes to another high school. And it's a 6-week season.
Yeah.
We're willing to make the sacrifice and try to complete it.
All right, well, let's take a look at this right here, just the success you guys have had with your program there at Carmel with the boys tennis team. And when you see that and you know the history, how much pressure does it put on you as a coach? Because you got it right so far, you're doing pretty good.
I mean, I don't really look at it as pressure. We just sort of look at it as like, hey, it's a tradition that's been around for a while. We're just happen to be on this historic run. We know it's going to end, but obviously we want to maybe have one more left in there, and we've got a good group of kids that I think can do it.
Yeah, pretty amazing. 12 state championships in this program. Who knows, it may be lucky 13 coming your way this year as you guys get ready to try to go for another state championship in boys tennis. Well, Coach, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us here tonight on the Zone Extra. Big tennis fan here. Okay. All the best to you guys. I've actually seen you play over the years, and it's amazing the way those guys can serve, their ground strokes, and you guys are doing some great teaching out there as well, those kids.
Well, thank you very much, and go Hounds.
All right, good luck to the Hounds. Okay, we're going to take a time out. Still much more ahead here tonight on the Zone Extra. When we return, a former familiar face on the Colts sideline draws up an idea to help football coaches in every corner of the country. Tonight, our Charlie Clifford with the interesting details. Plus, we take a look at our game plan for tomorrow night on The Zone. Don't go anywhere. We're back on the other side of the break. All right, we're back here on the Zone Extra tonight. This spring, a lofty idea right here in Indy sparked a new way to talk football. The games may look different this season, but behind the scenes, our Charlie Clifford visits one of the most passionate places away from the field.
Stationed securely behind this desk, David Walker's 2.5 decades on the road coaching football.
You're going to see these run in all types of situations here.
Today, have him teaching even more at home.
And now you're back on track. We could talk fundamentals, we could talk drills, we can talk overall concepts of style of play, anything from game planning to game management and everything in between.
After successful stints as an NFL assistant in Indy and Detroit, Walker just started 3rd and 3, virtual at-home coaching seminars connecting the playbooks and knowledge from every level of the game across the country.
We here at Oregon, we practice stunts every day.
We've gone from, having no coaches on a call to, having 50 or so coaches on a call and 5 or 6 NFL coaches on the calls with us. It's not just for you've got to be an advanced or expert coach. It's really for any coach just trying to learn and get better and grow within the profession.
Just how much can David Walker translate from the NFL to those in charge on Friday nights? With 3rd and 3, it's clear the days of high school coaches spending countless hours going to and from coaching clinics, those may be numbered.
Now that there's an avenue for guys to grow in their own homes multiple times a week, I think this has a chance to be sustainable. It's an unlimited client base.
You want to share maybe with the group maybe some of the thought process you have.
Are the next generation of great football minds ready to emerge online? Charlie Clifford, Wish TV, wishtv.com, and follow us on Facebook.
How about that? Great stuff right there. Thank you very much, Charlie. Okay, time for a break, but more still to come here tonight on the Zone Extra, including our play of the week. Plus, we look ahead to a great Friday on the football field. The Zone preview next. All right, welcome back here on the Zone Extra. One of our favorite parts of covering high school sports is the passion of both the players and the fans in the stands. The school spirit we see is incredible everywhere we go, and each fall we award the prestigious Zone banner to the school with the best spirit. This is what the students are competing for, the Zone Championship banner presented by Crew Car Wash. It's a year unlike any other, but we are giving this huge banner to the school that is in the zone and has the best school spirit. Which high school is going to be the 2020 champs and claim this awesome banner to hang up at your school at the end of the season? We're going to find out coming up in November, so you have to make sure you know your best socially distanced spirit in person. And of course, get involved on social media promoting your school and have those masks on as well when we're out there at the schools on Friday night. Okay, now it's time to take a look at our play of the week. Each week we will feature one of the top plays from the world of high school sports in Central Indiana. Plus, we want you to get involved. We will tell you how your video could be featured on a future show. But first, here's a look at this week's top play. North Central's Deshaun Hunter takes the kickoff 92 yards to the house for the touchdown. That gave the Panthers a 14-point lead and would go on to beat number 3 Lawrence North on Friday night. Our crews, of course, are out covering high school sports. They see a lot of great action, but we want to see your best plays every week too. So your video could be featured on a future edition of the Zone Extra as our play of the week. Here's how you got to get it done. You can tweet at us the video of a great play from a high school sporting event that is, and you're attending. Be sure to include the hashtag the Zone Extra and tune in the following week on Thursday night to see if your submission there will be the play of the week. So check it out there. Some great plays out there. We want to hear from you coming up here on the Zone Extra. Okay, Mighty TV Channel 23 is your home for local high school sports, and coming up tomorrow night, it's a good one in the mix. Yep, 7th ranked Lawrence North looks to bounce back from his first loss of the season as the Wildcats host number 10 Carmel. The Hounds have won 14 of the last 15 head-to-head matchups against LN, including each of the past 3. You can see the game, all the action on our sister station, Mighty TV Channel 23. And of course, we're live there tomorrow at 5 o'clock. All right, and it's a big night of high school football across Central Indiana. I will be live tomorrow at Westfield High School for our Hot Box Zone 8 tailgate party. Plus, there are several great conference showdowns in the MIC, Hoosier Crossroads, the Mid-State, and more as we move past the halfway point of the regular season. All that and more as we have highlights from 21 games in the zone. Starting tomorrow night at 11:08, that's more than any other station in the entire state of Indiana. Let's take a look at some of the games coming your way tomorrow on the zone at 11:08. We got North Central against Center Grove, that Brownsburg game against Fishers. Chatard taking on Southport. Garin Catholic against Ron Colley, and then St. X coming to town. The Battle Cathedral has been really red hot this year. All those highlights and more coming your way tomorrow night. 11:08 is the time on the Zone right here on Wish TV. Make sure you tune in for that. Okay, that is going to do it for the Zone Extra. I'm Anthony Calhoun. Thank you so much, folks, for watching. Remember, we're always here every Thursday, 7 o'clock, right here on Wish TV, bringing you the best in high school sports. Have a great night, everybody. We'll see you back here next week.